Welcome back to BM Creative Check Community. This is our week 3 of the class session. Today we are going to look at decision making in Python programming. Our learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, we expect the student to be able to explain what decision making is in programming. Also, we want the student to be able to use comparison operators. Also, a student should be able to use logical operators, write programs using if statements. So you should be able to write program using if else statement. And also you should be able to write program using else if statement. Then solve simple real life problem using decision making statements. Decision making. What is decision making? Let's start by asking question. For example, now if it is raining outside and you are inside the room and you demand to go outside, maybe you want to do something very important. Will you carry an umbrella or you will just enter the rain? At that moment, you have to make decision. Or for example, you don't have an umbrella, but your neighbor has umbrella. So you have to make decision either to borrow the umbrella or you go out without umbrella. So most answer will be yes. Most answer to this question will be yes. That you're going to carry an umbrella to go outside the rain and do what you want to do. Another question similar to this is, for example, if it is sunny, like it is sunny day, like there is sun, a lot of sun outside, will you still carry the umbrella to go outside because of the sun? Some people will say yes and some people will say no. So this is what we call decision making. So now I'll say congratulations for every one of us. Now we have made a decision. So we should know that this is how our computers work. Computer also make decision, but the decision the computer makes is only based on the instruction we give them. Computer only make decision based on instruction given. So a program makes choices based on true or false, yes or no, 1 or 0, or 0 or 1. Just the way we made an example, like for example, we say if it rains, you carry what? An umbrella. The simple definition of decision making in programming. Decision making allows a program to choose between different actions based on whether a condition is true or condition is false. A real life examples is if you have enough money, you buy food. If you don't have money, you can't buy food. If you are 18 years or older, you can vote. Under 18, you can't vote. And if your exam score is 50 or above, you pass, just like the way we normally used to see it in school. Like if you have a mark less than 50, you see that you fail that course. But if you have a mark from 50 and above, you see that you pass that course, even if it is D or whatever. Using our phone as example, phone battery. You have your phone, you're operating your phone. What makes you think you need to charge your phone is when you see the battery is low. So if your phone battery is low, you charge it. If the phone battery is full, then you will not charge it. Sometimes we have these phones that whenever they are full, they will not charge again. They will stop charging at the moment the phone is full. So the programming language is involved in that scenario is because the phone notes that the battery is full. So that is the reason why it stopped charging. So which is called decision making. So the phone has to decide. Already there is a program inside it that tell it like if battery percentage is equal to 100, stop charging. If battery percentage is less than 100, charge. So this is how it happens. So programming uses the same logic to do all these things. Comparison operators. What are comparison operators? We have a table here that shows us what comparison operators are. We have the equal sign. This is equal to, that is 5 is equal to 5. 5 is equal to 5. In all life scenario, we know that yes, 5 is equal to 5. 5 cannot be equal to 4. 5 cannot be equal to 1 or any other number except 5. Why this sign we are seeing here is not equal to? Exclamation mark equal to, it means not equal to. The meaning of this is not equal to. So 5 is not equal to 3. If you see something like this, it means not equal to. 5 is not equal to 3. Why this sign is greater than sign? Is greater than sign. For example, if you turn up your right hand side like this, the way the sign is showing, you see that it's greater than sign, greater than sign. So we are using that as example. So you know your right hand is greater than your left hand, right? Unless if you are left hand somebody. So mostly right hand is greater than what? The left hand. So this sign here is showing us that 10 is greater than 5. 5 cannot be greater than 10. 10 cannot be greater than 20. So 10 is greater than 5 and 10 is greater than number less than 10. Why this sign is less than sign? Less than sign. It's showing us that 3 is less than 8. 3 is less than 8. So this one is less than sign. We should take note of all these signs. There are signs we are going to use whenever we are writing program. This one is greater than equal to. Greater than equal to. So 18 greater than equal to 18. So we can also have number greater than 18 here. The decision, the statement is correct because 18 equal to 18 greater than equal to 19. Sorry, any number less than 18. Any number less than 18. My bad. So we also have less than equal to. Less than equal to. Sorry, this greater than is talking about number that is higher than 18. That is, any number less than 18 cannot be equal to 18. Any number less than 18 cannot be equal to 18, but any number greater than equal to 18 can be number greater than 18 or equal to 18. So that means we mean here we will have a value from 18 upward, but anything number lower than 18 will not be equal to 18. So we also have less than equal to, which is what? 15 is less than equal to 20. So any number less than 20 or 20 itself. So 15 is less than equal to 20. 20 itself cannot be less than 20. Let's say 19. So 15 is equal to 15 is less than equal to 20. We also have logical operators. What are logical operators? From hearing the word logic that you need to understand, sometimes we combine more than one condition. For example, we said maybe I have 2 students in the class and I want them to come forward. That was call their names. Maybe I will say Abdullahi and Sadiq come forward. So that is when we are making combine what? Combine conditions. Sometimes we combine more than one condition, that is combined decision. So I decide to call 2 people at once. Abdullahi and Sadiq come forward. So when they are coming forward and I still see that no, I don't need one of them, I will say, not you, Sadiq, go back. Abdullahi, come. So that is when we make what? Combine decision. That is, sometimes we combine more than one condition in a decision making, which we use this operator and or this not. So you remember I told you that this is a sign of what? Not. Why this is what? And you can see and in two places. So it is and. We call it and. If statement. If statement is a statement that executes a program only if the condition is what? True. Only if the condition is true. So now we are going to write a program and we are going to explain the program so that we understand what we are doing. This is more definition of if statement. An if statement runs a block of code only if the condition is true. So if condition is false, if statement will not run that program for you. So remember, when we're writing our programs, at the very beginning we have this hash include. Hash include. So this hash include, what it does is it include the input output library for us. It include what? The input output library, the way we explained in the previous classes. So hash include iostream, it include the input output library. So using namespace std, what it does is what? It uses std namespace so that we can write, and we can also declare an integer value. After we write, we can declare an integer value to prompt it inside what? The std. So that is where the cut and chain works. Where we say the cut is when computer is talking, while the chain is where computer what is listening. So when you are declaring an integer to your computer, the computer is listening to you. So the cut and chain are what? They are under this std. So whenever we write std namespace, so we are writing the std namespace so that we can use what? The cut and the chain directly. Not that we can't use it even if we not write the using namespace, but to use it directly, we need to use what? std. Okay. Int main. This is where the main program starts working. Our opening curly braces. Then int age. So now we are declaring what? Age as an integer. We declare an integer variable name age. We declare an integer variable name what? Age. So when we declare an integer variable name age, then we set cut enter age. This is the prompt the user will see with enter age. So when the prompt comes out at enter age, means the computer is talking to us at the moment. So you read the age from the input. Then chin age, that is when the computer will read the age from the input. So when it said int age, maybe you type let's say 17. Maybe you type 17 here. So here, this chin age will read from the input. This will read from here and know what age you put, so that it will know the age you put. So if the age is 18 or more, if the age is 18 or more, that is, if age is greater than equal to 18, if the age is greater than equal to 18, that is, it's telling us that the age must be 18 or more than 18. So it prints, the computer will print, you are eligible to vote. The computer will agree that you are eligible to vote. While if age is less than 18, the computer will print otherwise. So if you are eligible to vote, that is, your age must be what? Greater than equal to 18. But if your age is not equal to 18 or greater than 18, you will not be able to what? To vote. So if the age is less than 18, the program will print nothing after the input. So the program ends with return 0, which means the program has successful execute, like the successful execution of the program. So if, for example, now we run this program, the output we are going to have is what? The output we are going to have is what? It depends on the value we input. So if we input 20, the output will be what? You are eligible to vote. But if we input number less than 18, the program will do nothing. The program will not print anything. It will print nothing. So the next step is if-else statement. If-else statement. So it's just like opposites. You know, in if statement, it can only print, or it can only bring out results when condition is true. So when condition is false, it will not print anything, just the way we explained in the previous if statement. So the if-else statement from the language English, let's say if I ask you to do this and you are unable to do that, else you can do this. So like you are giving somebody two conditions. So this if-else, what it does is that it declares an integer variable for us. That is two integer variable. That is, it can decide the outcome between two integer variables. So when one condition is true, you do one thing. Otherwise, you do another thing. So let's take, for example, now I ask you to go and buy me drinks. Maybe I say you should go and buy me, let's say, Coke. And as you reach there, they say there is no Coke. As there is no Coke, you can look at what drinks is closer to Coca-Cola. Then you look at what is the name of this drink? American Cola. You can look at American Cola, then you buy American Cola instead of the Coke. At that moment, you make a decision, which is if-else statement. So that is, you think of otherwise decision. Since you did not have the other one, then you find a replacement for it. For example, let's have a program here. So just the way I explained earlier before, the hash include stream is the standard library, while the using namespace is what it allow the cut and chain to work directly. Int main, that is when the main program starts. Our opening curly braces. Int score, that we are declaring score as integer. We are declaring score as integer value. So cut enter score. This is where the computer is talking to us. It's asking us to enter a score value. So chin, the computer is listening. It will expect you to input the value. So when you input the value here, the value will read here. It will read this. When you input the value here, sorry, the value will read in here. So chin score, if score is greater than equal to 50, then you are telling the computer, code, congratulations, you pass. Congratulations, you pass. If you have a number from 50 and above, that means you pass the exam. So any number less than 50, the computer will print otherwise. That is, it has two decision making. It has to decide either you pass or you fail. Either you pass or you fail. Else, sorry, you failed. Return 0. Else, sorry, you failed. Return 0. So this program will print congratulations, you pass. If your mark is, your score is 50 or more, it will print congratulations, you pass. Otherwise, it prints sorry, you failed. So the code flow here is that the int score creates a variable to store the scores. This int score, it creates a variable for us to store the score of the students. That is what the int score did. So the cut enter score the court enter score and change score, it will display a prompt and makes input from the user. It will request the user to input what? The score. So if the score user put is equal to greater than equal to 50, then the system will check, or the program will check, whether the score is at least 50. So if it is at least 50, then if true, it will still enter the first block and print the pass message. It will enter the first block and print what? The pass message. That is this block. This is the second one. So it will print what? Pass. If false, it will enter the else block, which is this, and it will print what? Fail. So example now, if the user enters 75, the output will be what? Congratulations, you pass. And if the user enters 40, the output will be what? Sorry, you failed. So let's see these flowcharts of decision making. This flowchart explain all this code that we are explaining here. This is where the program starts. The program begins here. That is our this hash include int main and whatever. So this is where the program starts. So if condition is true, so the program starts even with this variable declaration that is int and whatever. So here is where we are given the conditional statement. If condition is true, that is this. If score is greater than equal to 50, so if condition is true, then the computer will print what? Congratulations, you pass. And if condition is false, that is this else if condition is false, the computer will say print sorry, you fail. How does it work? When you run the code, it comes to this place. When it comes to this place, it comes to else code, and it will check. When you run here, when you run it here, and the value is what? 50. And the value is 50. For example, now the value is 50. What the code do, it will just go directly from here to here to here to here. But if the value is what? If the value is less than 50, if the value is less than 50, then it will run the code directly like this, because our else if condition is here, so it will run it here to this side. So let's say something like this, like this. So it will run it. It will go back and check if the value is 50 or less than 50. When it is less than 50, it will print the else if condition. That is when it says sorry, you failed. The else if ladder. The else if ladder. What does the else if ladder did? The else if ladder handles multiple conditions. All these things have similarities. The first one handles only one condition, that is when condition is true. The second one handle two conditions, that is if it has the condition, it will execute the condition, or if the condition is different, it will execute otherwise of the condition. So it handles multiple conditions as the else if ladder. So it's used when there are multiple conditions. For example, already we have idea on this because I explained it earlier. So it's just a little similarities. So in the previous program, we only put greater than equal to 50, but in this place, we are trying to make decision for the computer to print grade A, B, C, or D. So we are trying to use a grading instead of saying congratulations, you pass. So we want students to be seeing their grade one by one. So here we explain this int score, what the int score does, what it did. We explain that. So first thing we do, we declare a variable score, which is this int score. That variable is a prompt. It will to prompt to the user to enter score. After we declare the variable int score, then we say score, enter score. Then the chain will read the score from the input that is using this chain score. So when it reads the score, it checks the score if or else, it will print the grade accordingly. So if you have 70, you will have grade A. Like a value greater than equal to 70, you have grade A. Then 60 to 69, you have grade B. 50 to 59, you have grade C. Then 59 below, you have sorry, below 50 you have fail. Below 50 you have fail. So the code flow here is if score is equal to greater than equal to 70. If it is greater than equal to 70, so in this place we have highest condition first before the lowest condition. So when it is greater than equal to 70, you have the grade A. Else if, else, you see, else if, else, that is the program now is making multiple decision to print out the result of their students. So this program that we are just explained now, the program is used in exam. This is how we see our exams results, how computer or system automate our exams results. Sometimes you can go online, you see they will say you will write exam online in using the CBT exam. So after you write the exams, immediately, like instantly, the computer will print out the result. This is what the computer do. So after you write the exam, the result we show at the back end to the computer first, where the computer will see the value, and the condition that is given to the computer is this. So when the computer see the value you score, the computer will print exactly what it is in the value. So if it is 70 and above, you score A. If it is 60 below, 60 to 69, sorry, you score B. While 50 to 59, you score C. Else, fail. So that is anything less than 50 is what? Fail. We have an assignment. Our assignment now is, you can do it on your own, by your own self. And if you wish to share the assignment in the group so that we check and see if you are correct, then you can share in the group. So the assignment is, you are going to create a grading system using else if statement. So today we learned decision making. So what decision making does, it helps program to choose what to do based on condition. So we plan different types of conditional statements for the program so that it decide what we want it to decide. We also learn comparison operators, where to compare values. We also learn logical operators, that is to combine conditions. The if execute code only when a code is true. We learn that. The if, that is the first one, the if statement, it executes code only when condition is true. While the if else statement let a program choose between two outcomes, either true or false, or yes or no. The else if is useful when there are several possible outcomes. Like if you are trying to write a program for what exams result and you want to print the grading for the students. Then we also learn that programs become smarter by what? Making decisions. So the more you make decision with a program, the more a program become what? More smart. So now if we want to write the program just like the way I explained before, we go to our browser and type onecompiler.com. You can see this is it, onecompiler.com. The one and the compiler, you join them together, there is no space, then you put .com, open it. When you open onecompiler.com, we have this series of programming languages. So the programming language we are treating here is what? Is C++. Then you click on C++. As usual, by default, you will have the Hello World program will be displaying as default. So the program we want to write here today is the if statement. The what? The if statement. That is the program we are writing today. So we leave out this hash include using namespace and the int main. So those ones, they are very important. You know, in every program we are going to write, we need those hash include and whatever. So these curly braces, opening and closing curly braces, also are very important in our program. So the first thing that we need to do now, since we have our int main, then we open our curly braces and closing what? Curly braces. So after we open the curly braces, our closing curly braces, so the first thing we need to know is what? To declare a value integer. A value integer. So the program we are trying to execute now, the program we are trying to write, is a program that will enter age of person to know if that person is eligible uh to vote, or the person is not eligible to vote. As usual, we know in Nigeria you have to be 18 years and above before you can be eligible to have what? A voter's card. So now let's say int age, because we are going to look at the age of the person. Int age and semicolon, int age then semicolon. Now we are going to, this int age is what we call a compound library, where the computer will go and check the value we are declaring. So cut, which we said it works together with the std, that is the input output, the input output. So the cut is like the computer is talking to us now. So the cut is like the computer is talking to us now. The computer will ask us to what? To enter your age. Enter your age. Don't forget, in every program you write, to put what? Semicolon at the end. So after you enter the age, how will you enter the age? This is where the space that will ask you to enter is, but you can't type unless you have this chain, that is where the computer will listen. So here the computer will listen to you. Age chain, sorry, chain should be like this. That's the differences. I remember I said that in the previous class. Int age. So if age, sorry, it should be inside bracket. If age is greater than equal to 18, if age is greater than equal to 18, then we have another curly braces, cut, you are eligible. You are eligible to vote. Then we put this. We should not forget this, please. In all programs we are writing, we should not forget that. Then now we are closing our program. Return 0. Return 0. Then we should also put this around the program. So you see, it said enter age. I did a mistake here. Let me add it and remove this. So now the program said enter age. Let's assume we put the age is 15. So like we said, the program will do nothing. It will display nothing. It will display what? Nothing. So, but if the age is 18, the program will display what? You are eligible to vote. Like if the age is greater than what? 18, you are eligible to vote. But any number less than 18, the program will say you are not eligible to what? To vote. You are not eligible to vote. So that is if, or we say if statement only executes when the value is true. So because we said if age is what? Greater than equal to 18, that is if it is true the age is greater than equal to 18, print. If it is not true, no do anything, do nothing. So that is why the program is actually not printing anything when the age is what? Less than 18. The program is not printing anything. You can see the program executes in 1.2 seconds. So when the age is greater than 18, the program will print you are eligible to vote. So now let's write another program. Is the if else statement. The if else statement. At least we say the if else statement will decide either positive or negative, that is true or false. But in if statement is only to print when the program is true, while the if else statement will print if the program is either true or false. At least it has two conditional statements. So now let's try and run the if else statement. We are still going to leave our int main and the standard library and the std. So int main, now we open our curly braces. The first thing we need to do, we declare integer. We declare integer. So the program we are trying to write now is a program that we read a score or the score of a student. So if we're writing program that we read the score of a student, then we declare score as our what? Integer value. So int score cut enter score, or enter your score. Let's see your score. Enter your score. There is a mistake. I did a mistake here and I'm aware. This is where the score is supposed to be. Inside what? Semicolon. Sorry. Inside this double quote. So enter your score. Then I put my what? Then the next thing is where the program will listen that it will read the score you put. Chin. I will say the difference between cut and chin is the less than and the greater than value. Score. Score. Int score. Then we here this is where we are going to start declaring our what? Statement. Here is where we are going to start declaring our statement. We said score if score is greater than equal to 50. If score is greater than equal to 50, then we open another new curly braces. Then print. If I say print, I mean if I say cut, I mean print, and if I say print, I mean cut. So print in the C++ language is cut. Congratulations. That is print. Congratulations. Congratulations. You pass. Congratulations, you passed. Then if the score is less than 50, that is else, we still open another curly brace. Else, we said print else print sorry you failed. Sorry, you failed. Then we come down here, return 0. Return 0. That is where we are going to close the program. So let's run this program and see. You see, it says enter score. Enter score. So as we explained, we said this program that we write, it has what? Two decision making, either positive or negative, or if the value is true or false. So if the value now we declare that is 50, if the value is greater than equal to 50, it will print congratulations, you passed. Why if it is less than equal, when less than 50, it will print sorry, you failed. So let's print 49. See, it prints what? Sorry, you failed. Let's rerun the program and print 51. Congratulations, you passed. Let's rerun the program and print 50. Congratulations, you passed. So even if it is 49.9, 49.9, it will still tell you sorry, you failed. Sorry, you failed. So you see, it is only what? 0.1 points that drop this value to be what? Failed. But if we have 50.1, is also what? Pass, because the program said when you have a value of 50 and above, you pass. A value of below 50, you failed. So this is our second program. So let's write the third programs. I know we will have a lot of questions to ask. There will be an open space for question and answer after the class, God's willing. So now the next program we are going to write, I think we should extend this program till, okay, let's just write the program. Just trying to manage our time. So already it's almost similar programs, but this one is what? Is the else if statement, the else if ladder. That is when we said it works when we have multiple choice. That is, we want to declare multiple choices. So we can still leave it like this. We can still remove only this. So we declare integer score because it is exam. We declare our integer score. After declaring score as integer, then we enter the score, and the chain we what? Listen to the score we are going to put. So in this, since we are doing multiple choices, so we are going to start with the higher value. That is, if score is greater than equal to 70, then our open curly braces, then cut, the result should be what? A, grade A. And we shouldn't forget this. So this is how we keep writing it, the same thing, else if, else if, else if, else if. So now let me copy this and paste it down here. So here we put else if, then we reduce the score, that is 60. Then here will be what? B. Then we copy this again until we reach to the lowest. Then we reduce here to what? 50. I'm doing this so that we manage the time. I hope you understand what I'm doing. If there is any question, please, I will be glad to answer the questions after the class. So we change the grade to C. We change the grade to C. So then the last but not the least, let's paste it. So but here in this place, instead of saying else if, we remove all this, we leave only else. We leave what? Only else. Then else, the program should say fail. Fail. So let's not forget, every time we write a program, at the end we type our return 0 to make sure the program executes well. So this is it. This is our program now. So this program will enter the score. When we enter the score, it will show the grade of that score. So if it is 70, we have A, the way I explained in the class. If it is 60, we have B, like 60 to 69, 70 and above A, 50 to 59 C, and below 50 fail. Let's run the program. It said enter score. Let's type 99. Shows grade A. Let's rerun the program. Let's type 69 B, 69.9 B. We can all see that. Then let's type 50 is also B, 59.9999 is also C. Sorry, I say B, C. Then when we type number below 59, it said fail. So this is how our exams score normally used to be programmed in the system, being it online. When you are trying to check your results or whatever, this is how it works inside the computer at the back end. This is how the computer read our score and display our grade on the screen. So these are the three conditional statements or decision making we explain in the class. So if there is any questions after the class, I will be glad to answer our questions, please. Questions and answer. Yes. After the session, we have a open free space for questions and answer. You can ask your question after the session. So thank you, everyone. I will give us a little advice. What I will advise us to be doing is, you see, when we are talking about programming language, not only C++, every programming language you see today, if you are not doing practice, then you are not practicing it. No matter how good you are, you will forget it. Like, you will forget it one day. So you have to be practicing it every day. And I always say this, I said, any professional programmer you see today, he starts with this hello world program, this print hello world, the first program we did. So imagine a traffic light. The way we see traffic light today, sometimes you are going to somewhere and you see the traffic light will show you red color, that is a danger. It's telling you to stop, like it's telling you to wait while the other cars will go. So whether it shows red, yellow, or green based on its programming, in the same way, today's lesson we taught how those programs work. So your programs work with that decision. So that is how the programs also make what decision. So this is the major steps toward creating intelligence application. You can decide by your own self to make your own program what to make it so smart, like very smart. But you can't do that just like that. You have to keep practicing. Like, practice is very important. You practice, and with that practice, each lesson will stay in your head. And with each lesson, you will be able to build more interactive and useful software.